Rated mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey guys, this episode today is brought to you by our good friends at Fetch Rewards. What is Fetch Rewards? It is an awesome app that's available on Google Play and the App Store. Download it today and check it out. Guys, as you can see, I'm out and about. And when I'm always out and about, busy with errands, busy with food shopping, whatever, right? I always make sure that the Fetch Rewards app is active on my phone. Next time you're out and about, save that receipt, because that receipt will give you rewards on things like Amazon gift cards, Walmart gift cards, movie tickets, sporting event tickets, and so much more. Download Fetch Rewards on the App Store and Google Play and check them out today, guys.
Broadcasting from the Big Peach of Atlanta, Georgia. A show unfiltered, unscripted, raw. The Patriot Angle Podcast. All right, guys, welcome. Today is Tuesday, the 5th, I believe, right? Yeah, the 5th. Tuesday the 5th. Got a lot to talk about today on the show. As you know, that I'm not in the main studio in Atlanta, on vacation here, a little mini vacation with myself and I. Went to see Monday Night Raw last night at the Bridgestone Arena. It was awesome. Awesome an event. It was packed, actually. Just about sold out. I noticed that there was some empty seats, but that was probably because of people not wanting to do the freaking damn COVID testing or the negative testing. Yes, I'm against the vaccines. I'm not a strong believer of the vaccine. But in order for me to attend that event, I had to show a negative COVID test. Yes, I had to go to the nearest CVS in downtown Nashville here, get the most uncomfortable type of scenario that I think. They give you like this ear type of swab thing, and then you got to put it up your nostril, and you got to use the same one, guys. You got to put it up your nostril, kind of circle it around like 5 or 6 times, and then use the same one and put it up the other nostril and do the same thing. And it's like, it's the most uncomfortable thing in the world. But I had to do it because I had to, I'm a big time wrestling fan, been watching it since the, early late 80s of Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan and all that. But anyway, got on the phone here. Don't want to be rude. Got on the phone here, Nicole from her podcast, Collectively Cole, Rants podcast. She's on the show today. Welcome, Nicole. Welcome back.
Hi, how are you? Excited to be back.
Yeah, excited to have you. What's going on? How's life?
Oh, there's so much that's going on.
Okay.
With the blowing from yesterday, and what's good enough for the goose ain't good enough for the gander. People are protesting with that, like so much.
Right.
And quite honestly, at this point, it's become comical, like sad and comical at the same time.
I hear you. It's I say that we're basically living through tyranny in America. Probably the worst tyranny that America has ever faced.
Well, we can thank technology for that. Back then, this type of tyranny didn't exist because the access to this many people in such a short, time frame didn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to definitely blame big tech, the monopolies of fake book and Insta crap of what I call them. I mean, those are the real, I believe, in my own personal opinion. Now, folks, this is my opinion. You know, you don't have to fact check me on it. You don't have to go to your little, your little basements that you dwell from your mommy and daddy's basement, and then you got to go on the computer because I know who these clowns are, Nicole. They're independent fact checkers, mainly college students, and that's all they do. They get paid by Mark Zuckerberg's fake book and Instacrap, and they have to fact check. Oh no, he's wrong. He's wrong.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm going to take a point from that fact checking thing. It's funny how everything that's associated with Zuckerberg and Facebook went to shit yesterday with that because somebody fact checked and somebody blew the whistle on all this bullshit. So I just look at how comical that is. So take your little closet fake check, fact checked, whatever, and let's reality check people.
Yeah. Let's. I agree. I don't think anybody's talking about that on any show or any podcast. Let's cut the fact checking and let's go to like you said, a reality check.
Yep.
I mean, just yesterday, right? Which was kind of strange because there was big political events yesterday. They're still negotiating with the what is it, $3.5 trillion infrastructure package that Joe Manchin there is trying to pass in the House.
But think about how convenient that is right now. Facebook's out. Nobody can bitch about it to their friends and their family. Oh. And look what's going on. Look what happened yesterday. Look, I don't see this as a convenience.
Yeah.
I mean, as a coincidence.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand too. Was it Mark Zuckerberg and the executives there in Facebook there in the Silicon Valley? Was it Mark Zuckerberg that ordered that shutdown of Facebook? Of some areas we're seeing 10, 15, almost 24 hours of a silence binge. Was it Mark that ordered that shutdown of Facebook, or was it really the radical left saying, "Oh, you need to shut down Facebook and Instagram"? And
oh, come on, it's somebody that has money, because money and power in this situation. And let's be honest, it was definitely planned. I mean, let's look at the facts behind it. It was definitely planned. I just find it so convenient that Facebook's down, people can't bitch to their whoever or throw it on social media. And now they're processing all these whatever the hell plans for come on, this is planned.
Yeah, it's definitely planned out. I think all this is planned out for one huge agenda, one huge thing that they want to try to accomplish. And the radical left, like I said, they're always preaching to the American public. They're always having, their speaker, their main speaker, which Press Secretary, what is it, Jen Psaki, which I think really, in my own personal opinion, is running the show. We're seeing that clearly every single day of her press briefings. And the way she talks to these members of the Associated Press like they're children. Oh, in this administration, this is how we handle it. I mean, that almost sounds like a presidential leader right there, the way she talks sometimes.
We need leaders. We don't need, dictators. And right now, unfortunately,
yeah,
we have a bunch of dictators going on.
Yeah, I mean, I caught you on your show a couple times in the past week that you were getting into politics. It seems like you're getting into more politics on your show than the Rants, which is good.
Yeah, and it's funny because my show has no intent on getting into politics, but it's like my rants are based on how I'm feeling that day and what's going on. Originally, my rant started years ago on just me bitching about my boss.
Oh, really?
And it turned into so much more than that, which politics, it's affecting us. It's affecting us individually now. And, years ago, it affected the whole, but it didn't affect the individual. Now it's like pinpointing the individual. And with the vaccine, it's really becoming more mandated and more controlled. And now it's just, it's unreal. It really is.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, you heard me, start the show off here just before, just like everybody knows, folks. If you don't know, I am in downtown Nashville visiting, leaving here Wednesday evening, having a good time. But it was very, very uncomfortable just last night attending the WWE's live Monday Night Raw. Which was great. I had some awesome seats, really awesome seats. I was like 6, possibly, I think it was like 8 feet. Guys, I didn't have a tape measure. But I was about 8 to 10 feet from the actual ring, sitting right behind the announcers. And then right in front of me was Nashville's own Jake Owen. Jake Owen was there, and then Travis Brown was sitting right next to his family, which was awesome. Got to meet them. Really awesome singers. But it was uncomfortable. Like you said, the vaccine mandates. I had to show a negative test. Come on. Like, since have we? This is not Nazi Germany. We don't live in Nazi Germany. But the way these radical left leaders are showing to the American people, it's damn near close to what people had to suffer from Nazi Germany all those years ago.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we're lacking leaders. We have dictators. We don't have leaders. We've got dictators right now. Yeah. And that's what it feels like. Like, I don't understand what's. I live on the Northeast, and everywhere you go, it's being mandated that you show that you got vaccinated, or that you got a negative test, or everywhere you go, it's just this is ridiculous. What happened to freedom of rights? What happened to freedom of choice? What happened to freedom of speech? Like, our rights are slowly being stripped from us, and people are too ignorant to see that. Every single day.
Like I said, I mentioned the whole segment just now of Nazi Germany. Remember in Nazi Germany where Adolf Hitler and his I guess you want to call them staff or handlers back then, would say, if you want to do something, show me your papers. Well, that's what we're seeing right here in America with the vaccine passports and the negative COVID testing. In order to go to a restaurant, or like for me from last night going to see that event, they're like, show me the papers. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I live. Where I live, it's so close to, I went over into the Pennsylvania state border today, right?
Okay.
And, Pennsylvania is like one of those states that it's, it can go either way depending on what business you're in, but more or less it's a, Republican state.
Right. Is it a Republican state? I don't know. Is it more Republican, or is it starting to lean?
It's more Republican, I think it is. I mean, they were the first ones in this area,
right,
to lift their mask mandates and stuff.
Jeez.
But you have to think about it. Like, what's Pennsylvania? Like, what's the majority of Pennsylvania? It's warehouses. It's farmland. It's so naturally they might have had no choice. Now, see, I could be wrong on this. So the little fact checkers in the basement are probably fact checking me all that they want.
I'm sure they are.
But, yeah. It's they were the first out of this tri-state area to lift some of their mask mandates.
Yeah.
During, and that is a fact. They were definitely before New Jersey, New York. New York. Good luck. You got to get vaccinated to do everything in New York now. It's pathetic.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I mean, I have personal friends of mine as well too that live in the Northeast, and they're telling me that the tyranny, the forcedness of everything in the tri-state area of New York, Pennsylvania, Boston, New Jersey, it's outraged. It's terrible.
Speak of Boston, like, look what's going on in Boston right now. Look at how many people. Look at all the state troopers in Massachusetts that just lost their freaking job.
Yeah.
Because they won't take the vaccine. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You mean to tell me that those men and women that wear protecting and serving their community are no longer good enough to protect and serve their community because they refuse to get a vaccine?
Yeah.
What bullshit is that?
Yeah, and just last year, the healthcare workers, they were working without a vaccine. They were putting their lives on the line to help people that possibly had COVID, or like I said, COVID is real. Yes, it can kill people to an extent, but to an extent, folks, you got to remember something. This is just like a common cold or flu. Basically, the country is being shut down on and mandated for a little sniffle. Basically, if you want to call it that.
See, here's the thing with COVID, and this is where the little fact checkers can't say shit to me about, is COVID primarily affects people with underlying conditions.
Yeah.
So if you have asthma, if you're obese, if you have diabetes, if you have heart condition, lung disease, a certain genetic disability, it's going to negatively impact you. See, and that is a fact. So all these little fact checkers can fact check that. It's not going to, I know it sounds so messed up to say this, but it's like almost like this virus is like part of the Hunger Games. Only the strong survive,
Yeah, and since we're on this this mass mandate vaccine crap, I don't know if you realize this though, but country music star Jason Aldean basically is slamming the California governor, which is a Democrat, right? Go figure. California's been radical left for years. He's slamming.
Think about it. There's all that money out there, and look what's funding the radical left.
Yeah, well, he's slamming the governor over the California vaccine mandate for school children, saying that people should be outraged, stand up, and speak out against this tyranny. He says this is not America, and being free works. I agree. Terrible.
You got that right. This does not. It's and if people are ignorant, they're not like, oh, it doesn't affect me. I got the vaccine, or blah blah blah. What kind of fucking bubble are you living in? And I want to know, because I want to see what's in your fucking bubble that's keeping you there.
Exactly, and it's affecting everybody. It's even affecting. I wanted to get into this topic here before I forget that Hollywood, literally on a brink of a shutdown, because many members of Hollywood elites, some are a little, on the other side. They support the radical left, and they think that the masks are everything in this world, and they're going to save you, which is proven that the masks don't work. They don't work. And they're now saying that Hollywood could undergo yet another shutdown following the California COVID vaccination mandates.
Wah. If it's good enough for people that protect and serve our local government, our doctors, our nurses, our healthcare providers, if it's good enough for them to get vaccinated or lose their jobs, it's good enough for these multi-million-dollar whatever. Because what the fuck is an actress? I'm not downplaying the fact that they didn't work hard and they didn't try and they didn't struggle and all that other bullshit.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I have way more respect for a fucking neurosurgeon, and here's my, ignorant Jersey being raised by a trucker and sailor, mouth.
Go ahead.
But, I have so much, to me, I don't want an autograph from a fucking celebrity. Fuck you. I want an autograph from a neurosurgeon. I want an autograph from a cardiothoracic surgeon, because you know what? Those people are my heroes. Those people are the people I look up to. Those people are the ones that I aspire to be. Not some dickhead that could fake an orgasm on fucking TV, or some shithead who could, sing off the roof of their lungs and play I don't know, whatever the hell they do in Hollywood. I'm sorry, I have way more. I want an autograph. I'm not one of those starstruck women. I'm not one of those girls that see Ryan Gosling and oh, God. No,
right.
honey. If you got brain and you could explain things and break things apart and, you know, have an intellectual conversation with me, great.
Sure.
You know, but, you know, I can honestly say, you know, I find somebody else, and I don't find a celebrity attractive. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't understand it. Maybe I will never understand it. It doesn't make me wrong. It's my opinion, you know, but that's where it's wrong with our world. Like, look at another an industry, you know, and it's a lucrative business is, you know, major sports teams.
Yeah.
You know, look at stuff like that. You know, all right. And I'm sorry. I'm about to sidetrack real quick. It's the month of October. It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We just all went through COVID. Why isn't the media posting stuff about that? Why is it all about the vaccine? Why is it all about, you know, celebrities crying over not getting the vaccine, but yet, you know, you've got doctors and nurses and police that are losing their jobs because they're not getting it.
I agree. I agree with you, Nicole. I agree with you 100%. By the way, folks, if you're just tuning into the show, we have on the phone today on the podcast Nicole from her podcast, collectively Cole Rants. She's joining the show today. And, you know, you make a good point. You make a really, really good point. It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month here in the month of October. Why are they not talking about that? I can tell you why they're not talking about that. Because it doesn't fit the mainstream media's agenda. It doesn't fit their main agenda. Because apparently in the 2020s, that type of story, Nicole, it doesn't sell. Sadly.
Why? It's drama. It's drama. Drama seems to sell. People not agreeing with things seem to sell. You know, why? You would think that drama sells. Look at all these reality shows. Drama makes money. All right, well, domestic violence, and it's why aren't they, you know?
Yeah.
Why aren't they? I just.
Well, you speak of reality shows. Did you hear the most radical left reality show, talk show, whatever the hell you want to call it? I don't tune them in every day. I'm not a diehard fan of this radical left show, which everybody, if you understand where I'm going from, I think you know what the show is. ABC's The View, which is probably the most radical left socialist communist show in America, The View. Did you hear what Whoopi Goldberg said just yesterday on the show? She was slamming Kristen Saima, if that's how you pronounce her name. She's an activist. She speaks up against a lot of different type of topics. Listen to this crap. This is Whoopi literally slamming her. I mean, this is crazy. Check this out.
Build back better, build back better, build back better, build back better. Both senators have been confronted by activists on the water, in the air, even on her way to the bathroom. Take a look.
Solutions that we need: immigration, labor, climate change.
Pass the bill, build back better, pass the bill, build back better, pass the bill, build back better, pass the bill.
Because yesterday, you know, President Biden weighed in on these tactics. Take a look.
Do you think that those tactics are crossing the line?
I don't think they're appropriate tactics, but it happens to everybody. The only people it doesn't happen to are people who have Secret Service standing around them. So it's part of the process.
It's true. Biden's facing criticism for downplaying these confrontations, but I mean, do the American people deserve answers from these two? I mean,
yeah, they do deserve answers, Whoopi. They deserve answers. But are you going to agree with the criticism that the president is facing every single day? No. You're gonna kiss his ass because you're just the same as the radical left. Can you believe that bullshit, Nicole?
I just, like I said in on the first show that I was on with you, that I was a guest on with you. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, he's not my president. No, because that wouldn't make me a true patriot. I am a United States citizen, born and fucking raised. And you know what? For me to sit there and, I don't agree with what he's doing. Nope. And right now you would think our leader would want to lead us in the right positive direction. What is he doing?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
He was
not 45 years in office in Congress, and what does he do?
He's not doing a damn thing, like you mentioned. 45 years plus. Hasn't done a damn thing since day one of literally getting into politics. What has he done for the first 10 years of his political career? What has he done for the second half of that, from 20 to 35 years of his political career? What has he done in 10 months? Let me just say one thing, and I'll agree with you on a lot of different angles. Okay. Joe Biden has been in office since the second week of January, right? We are now going into almost the second week of October. Fast forward just about 10 months into his presidency, right? Just about, give or take. Maybe I'm off by a week or two. All right. So it's about 10 months. Donald Trump spent 4 years in office, 4 years building this country up. You know, Joe wants to talk about build back better, right? President Trump literally took that message to all-time highs. Took 4 years of building this country to great standards after Barack, right? After Barry Obama literally destroyed it in 8 years. We've seen it with the healthcare crisis. We've seen that, Obamacare, which completely didn't work for any American, even the middle-class American. We've seen infrastructure at all-time highs. We've seen all massive destructionists under Obama, right? Trump took 4 years to literally re-landscape America, build it to where it belongs. What has Joe done in 10 months? It has only taken, Nicole, 10 months for this president to destroy everything that Trump built.
It's messed up.
It's
the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer.
Yeah.
And instead of, building people up and bringing America to what it was supposed to originally be upon, which is, capitalism, which is learning how to, start a new life, having religious freedom, having freedom to vote, having, women's rights and everything else. I know I said this before, but look at women's rights. They're being revoked, like slowly and surely. And I've worked in two male-dominant industries where, I was treated like scum, and I shouldn't have been, with everything that was going on.
Yeah.
Our rights are slowly being taken from us.
Yeah.
And the vaccine mandates are proving that. But, you got your people in California, your actors and your actresses who are crying about, oh, well, I'm not going to get the vaccine, I'm going to go protest. Well, why can't you make it mandated, just like it's mandated for the police, just like it's mandated for, medical people? Why? Those are essential people. We don't need, we got enough on Netflix and Hulu and, reruns of whatever to be sitting there watching that. Why do we need, a new storyline on the same dumb shit? And that's the thing too. Like Hollywood, man, it's the same dumb story. If you really look into like what they're producing now, it's the same stupid story. We've seen it before. It's like deja vu all over again.
Yeah, and we're starting to slowly see. You speak of Hollywood. We're starting to slowly see Hollywood. Some conservative actors and actresses wanting to move their production, and they want to move their careers into the Atlanta, Georgia part of the country because they had enough with the liberal hysteria that California Governor Gavin Newsom is literally forcing down everybody's throats with this vaccine crap. Atlanta is still a liberal city, right? We still have a liberal, radical, left, Democratic mayor. Keisha Lance Bottoms, which, by the way, she's going to be literally stepping down as mayor of Atlanta, which is great. Great. We're going to become a city possibly in the next month and a half to 2 months with a brand new conservative Republican leader. There's been talks that Atlanta's going to be slowly turning into a conservative Republican city. That's great.
It is great. I think New Jersey needs to step up their shit, and we need to get the donkey's ass out of office.
Well, you got to get Murphy out of office. I mean, Murphy is he's a turncoat. Yeah. He's not for the New Jersey
He's not even from New Jersey.
Where is he from?
I don't know, but I only know is I was actually having this conversation with a good friend of mine earlier today. Like, he's not even from New Jersey. I'm sorry, but if you're gonna, govern our state, and really like, who the heck says it? One of the, it's to know who quotes it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get the wrong name. It's Bourdain, I think he quotes it. To know Jersey is to love Jersey. I could be wrong with who I'm quoting, but that's the fact. To know Jersey is to love Jersey. Well, you have to be from Jersey in order to know Jersey, in order to love Jersey, right? Well, we need somebody that's from here in order to be running here.
Yeah, I just looked him up. I had to Google him, because, I think some of my listeners deserve to understand the true facts about Governor Phil Murphy. And like I said, guys, I did my own fact checking. Yes, Google, right? Phil Murphy, born and raised in the state of Pennsylvania. A lot of his education was from the University of Pennsylvania, and he also attended Harvard University and the University of Pennsylvania. So, yeah, his roots come from Pennsylvania. So if his roots come from Pennsylvania, why doesn't he govern that state? Because that state's a mess, too.
It's just... it's sad because
it is.
And then people are talking about, like, I was listening on the news today, I was driving and it was like, the recession. Well, the COVID should have turned us into having a recession, and why aren't we in one? I'm not saying that I want that to happen, but like, let's look at the facts. Like, when stuff like this happens, look what happens. You start rationing things. You start, like during COVID, I think it was hysterical. People were rationing toilet paper. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, apparently, I guess people thought they can get COVID from their asshole or something, so they had to ration out the toilet paper or something, But I mean, I
can understand things like Lysol. I can understand things like alcohol wipes and cleaning equipment and PPE, personal protective equipment. But like certain things like really toilet paper, like.
Yeah.
COVID's not a virus that's, affecting your asshole. I mean, it is because people are assholes and, whatever. Right. But it's not one of those things that's going to make you sit on your toilet and, poop your brains out. That's what it's affecting,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is.
And I don't want to know that the dumbass that decided to blow that whistle with that. Like, to be honest, I think it was just it was a distraction.
Right. Yeah, it was.
The thing was an incredible distraction.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a distraction. It was it was for the radical left to bring up more of this COVID hysteria, because that's what they're doing. They're using fear to promote their main agenda, which is to destroy America. It's democracy, it's bedrock principles, everything. That's what their main agenda is. They're not for the American people. Joe Biden literally on Facebook and Twitter, and I don't really see it too much on Instagram. Mainly the White House staff are posting, these little, I guess they're calling it accomplishments of Joe Biden, saying that, he's doing a better job than President Trump, with creating jobs. And what is he creating? People are going back to work because they're realizing that their unemployment checks, their COVID checks, are not as much as what they would make, at the regular job or career.
But that's the thing. Like, why weren't they looking for jobs then? You know what I mean? Like I was working during COVID, and I made more money, with my paycheck than I did, with unemployment, and I'd rather be at work, I took a job that I didn't want to take, but it was a job that enabled me to, provide for my little family,
Yeah, why weren't they doing that? They weren't doing that, Nicole, because they were realizing that, I can sit home and I can collect, what was it, at one time it was $600, and they raised it down, they lowered it down to $400. I think now it's $300. And the federal government only extended this thing into the end of the year. So they're realizing that.
Well, originally it was only extended until the year, and then they extended it to September, and now they're extending it till December. Now that's realistically, it's almost 2 years shy of the start of all this. Because think about it, if you really want to go back to when COVID initially started, it started in October of 2018 or 2019.
Yeah. Well, that was the first outbreak. Yeah.
Initially started.
The first outbreak was around October to December of 2019. They were silencing it because, I agree with President Trump's decision on doing this, that they didn't want to create mass panicness in the country, across the country.
But see, did you also see, and this is the thing where people do not pay attention, they do not do their research, they do not educate themselves. If you really watch when Trump started with this, he was slowly, and see, I'm a mom, so, I hear different things and I see different movements. So, I have that mommy, the mommy ears and the mommy, intuition, right?
I think that only works for women. Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
but Trump was, he was slowly laying out, certain things that were going on with, the children that were in captivity were now coming out and, stuff like that. Like real life raw shit that we as Americans didn't know about. And he was slowly letting us know about it. But the media, because it is what it is, it's money, media equals money, was covering it up with COVID. Meanwhile, Trump was trying to keep the COVID shit on the low because he was trying to get the real reality of what was going on, exposed. And that's, people don't like when people don't like fact checkers. People don't like when people speak the truth. Well,
no.
You could hate Trump on a personal level. You could not like his lifestyle. You could not like the way he looks or the way you could sit there and say that he looks like he looks like a fucking carrot. It doesn't matter. He was our president, and he was doing his job to protect us and protect the people. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union and establish justice. Well, guess what? He was establishing justice as the people, and the media didn't want to see that. But the funny thing is, Trump went into office not accepting a paycheck. Because he didn't. I'm sorry. I think that true leaders, when you a volunteer fire department, a volunteer EMS. Well, those are people who take time out of their everyday, get voted into these positions, and do the right by the people. Well, I understand you need to be compensated for your job, but you don't need to be compensated as much money as they're doing.
Trump
have free housing, you already have free food, you already have, security, you already have all that other stuff. So why do you need? What's the average president makes? What's it, like $400,000 a year or something like that? I know it's around that income bracket, about 450,000, and then it goes. So you're pocketing it,
and then it goes. You're pocketing it. Yeah, Trump.
Home.
Yeah, Trump didn't take a damn check. Well, he took the checks, but what he was doing was he took the checks and then he told his financial advisors and then the people that work in the financial sector of his administration to donate it to charities, donate it to foundations. A lot of it was going to Wounded Warriors. A lot of it was going to our military, our Border Patrol agents. He didn't take a damn dime. He's like, folks, I don't have to do this. I had a beautiful life before this, a beautiful life, not a worry in the world. I got into politics because I seen where the country was going under the leadership of Barack Obama, and I see where Hillary could have made this country if she became president in 2016. And Trump is like, he's so-called, like Jen Psaki says, he's going to circle back in 2024, and he's going to hopefully take back the White House, and then the Republicans are hopefully going to take back the House in 2022, God willing. I mean, we need this. We need this crap.
It's not about, sometimes you have to look at the bigger picture. It's not about left or right, because we all have opinions, but, it's about right or wrong. And, there are things that the Republican Party does that are ass backwards. But if you look at what's ass backwards between the right and the left, there's more Democratic dumb than there are, Republican, wrong, and it's such a...
Well, you got, Nicole, you
time to be an American citizen right now.
Yeah, you got it on both sides. You got it on both sides. Yes, there are Republican leaders that are just as worse as Democratic leaders. I mean, those... we're starting to see that come out, forward, with the infrastructure package that Joe Biden is, trying to deliver, which they're having a lot of failure so far. I'm seeing, but there's just as bad Republican. I call them Republican turncoats and so-called socialist, because some of them are. Some of them are just like a regular socialist. They're not for the American people. They're not conservative Republicans. We have very few Republican conservatives, and that's what we need. We need more Republican conservatives to take back the House and possibly have another Republican conservative in the White House like Donald Trump. Yeah, we need that. What we are seeing in this country is terrible. It's poison.
Look at this country used to be like the best place to come to for education. But
Yeah.
It's not anymore.
No. The radical left is literally destroying, like I said, the democracy. They're destroying everything in this country. Just in 10 months. I thought it was going to take like a couple of years, with Biden. Biden, every month, every week, it seems like, it seems like they're doing it on purpose. At first it was like, okay, well, he's incompetent. I think he's not incompetent. It's just a sideshow, that the puppet masters there of the Pelosi machine and the squad AOC, they're the puppet masters. They're literally, Biden is just there as he was installed by these fake ballot machines last November. He's the puppet. The puppet masters are really controlling the presidency. And then I want to get into this last subject because I know your time is limited here with you on the show. But Fox News channel's Tucker Carlson sounds off a left-wing warship. Yeah, the left wing. I don't know if you realize this or, if you see what's going on with Dr. Doom, Anthony Fauci. They're literally warshipping everything that Dr. Fauci is literally infiltrating on the platform of America. They're literally worshiping him, literally saying that he is Jesus with better shoes. Are you hearing this crap?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And if he was, you know what? He would have been able to nick this shit in the butt because you know what? If people were to go back to where everything started, they would see that,
Yeah.
He's fed by the pharmaceutical companies. He's fed by, it's money, and money equals media, media equals money, and nobody. But instead of teaching the people who are poor how to live a better life and how to finance their life better, and teaching the wealthy how to give back to the communities and how to open their doors to different opportunities, they're not, and it's sad.
Well, like Tucker says here, I'll plug it in real quick. It's a short little 5, maybe 8 second, 10-second clip. And then I know you got to get going, but you got to listen to this. This is crazy. Fox News Carlson sounds off on left-wing Tony Fauci warship. Check this out, guys.
When he was a student in Boston, Massachusetts, whether he would grow up to single-handedly control how Christians celebrate their most beloved holiday, Fauci probably would have assumed you were high, sipping that tea with the beatniks in Greenwich Village, reefer madness. You would have been confused. At the time, Fauci was going to become a doctor. And there was a difference then. Little could he have known back in 1958 that public health would become America's reigning religion, and he its high priest. But life is like that. You never know where you're going to end up.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Carlson. Everything is about a public health control mandate. Because like I said on the show before, guys, there's a difference between a law and a mandate. A law gets passed through the Congress and it gets put on the Constitutional Bill of Rights, the amendments, right? That is a law, folks. A mandate is not a law. A lot of people are like, oh, you got to put your mask on. It's the law. It's not a law. It's a mandate. A mandate is not a law. You have to look that up. Please look it up, guys. I beg you. Okay, because I beg you, right? I'm sounding like but you have to understand the difference between a law and a mandate. The masks, the vaccine, all that, they're mandates. A mandate is just like a suggestion or their own personal opinion. this Fauci guy, Nicole, he's implementing these mandates like they're laws. They're not laws. Folks are getting confused by a law and a mandate.
Well, they are going to get confused because they're feeding into it. They're not educated. They're not. That's the thing. That's the key thing. They are not educated.
Yeah, they're not educated. They're sheep. And I know that sounds a little harsh, a little dark, but that's the sheep, and the owners, the radical left, are the ones that are controlling the sheep by implementing these mass mandates and literally forcing the vaccines down everybody's throats, even with employers. Are you having issues with? I don't know if you're at liberty to say over the show, but is your employer or any of your friends being forced with these vaccines?
Oh, definitely. My friends are, and family members are, definitely. Me, fortunately enough, I work from home, so it's, I'm not being, forced to, if I was still working in education, because those that know me knew that I spent 10 years working in special education, I would have had to get vaccinated or lost my job.
Oh, yeah. That's basically what it is, yeah.
Close people of mine, like very, very close people that, I spend every, when my children aren't with me, I spend time with them. They're the ones that are being forced to, get the vaccine.
Yeah.
And
I hear you.
It's rough.
It's terrible. It really is. It's terrible. And the mainstream media, they won't admit that this is terrible. They won't admit that this is heinous. Very, very little hosts such as myself, and other podcast hosts out there. We know where this direction of this country is going.
Yeah, and not in the right direction either.
Dark times, guys. I want to plug in the show here. Collectively Cole. You can hear her on Facebook. She's got a Facebook page, Collectively Cole. Just search for her. And she's got
soon
the
I'll be live.
What's that?
I said soon I'll be live.
Soon.
Soon I'll be live.
Well, you got to start at a base and then you move yourself up. But guys, I want to say one thing before she departs here from the show. Like I said, you can catch her on Facebook, guys. This is a really conservative woman, and very rare in this industry too, because most of it comes from men. But very rare you have a conservative woman such as Nicole here from Collectively Cole that gets it, understands it. And literally,
I'm a single mom, and that's going against it's going against it, because on paper I should be, I should be a Democrat, but I'm not.
Well, you should be, he should be. I mean, that's I think you're like quoting. Is that a quote from Al Capone? I gotta look that up. But anyway, thank you for joining the podcast today. It was a great privilege to have you. Such an honor.
Thank you so much for having me again. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And like I said, you're always welcome back on the show. And like I said, guys, check her out on Facebook, Collectively Cole. She's awesome. I listen to her, but usually like a daily basis. You have a like a live rant going on, right?
Almost daily, I have a live rant.
Almost daily, and sometimes a couple times a day, right? Yeah. It depends on what issue I've had to come encounter with. But see, all my stuff, just like the Patriot Angle, it's all relatable. Everything's relatable, and it's easier to understand when somebody's speaking that's relatable to what you're dealing with than it is to not. Well, like I said, there are, like you heard, like Fox News contributors. You're like a Patriot Angle podcast contributor. You know what I mean? Like you always, we always love, producer Josh is not, on the show today, but, producer Josh has told, like this girl's like, she's got it, man. Like she's got a lot of good insight, and that's why we love having you on the show from time to time. And, you got a great show, Collectively Cole. We listen to you every single time. We're a big supporter of your show. And we can't wait to hear you on Spotify, Google, or Apple, or any other major podcast platform. Like, you're going directions, Nicole, and we support you 100%.
I appreciate that. I really, really, really do. I mean, you're doing the right things by, giving people the facts, and I appreciate it. And I'm hoping more people would be able to, see the truth, because you speak the truth. You're not speaking, bullshit like these quote unquote fact checkers that need to check things. If you really listen to what you say in your podcast, they'd see that, you're speaking the truth. And so, but thank you so much for having me again. I look forward to, seeing what the future holds with all this.
Yeah. We would love to see, we would definitely love to see your show grow, and it deserves a high caliber, because like I said, you are a very rare commodity in the industry as a female, because you don't see that too many times, with your gender, speaking positive political correctness, or if you want to say it like that, because you speak on a lot of positive angles, and that's very rare. With that being said, thank you for tuning in, Nicole. Love to have you back.
Thank you for having me again. I will, hear from you guys soon.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye now. All right, guys, you just heard Nicole from Collectively Cole joining the show today. Great honor to have her. Guys, if you want to hear any more of her, you can go over to Facebook, Collectively Cole, okay? Just search Collectively Cole. She does like live rants, mainly political, but on sometimes she gets on a personal scale. She's a really good contributor here on the show. She does, like I said, she gets it. She understands it. And that's what we need, folks. We need more conservative people, whether they're men or women. It doesn't matter. We need that conservative movement here in this country. And if we don't have that in this country, folks, it's just going to fold up. We're going to die out as a country. And we cannot have that, folks. We cannot have that. We cannot have this radical left machine dictate our lives, tell us what we can and what we cannot do. Folks, like I said on the show earlier, you hearing me and Nicole from Collectively Cole speak. I mean, this is not Nazi Germany, folks. Where's your papers? We shouldn't have to submit a piece of paper in order to attend a sporting event, go to a restaurant with our family, go to the park for that matter, have a picnic. We shouldn't do this. This is America. This is not the 1920s during the Hitler regime. This is America. In order to save this America that we love, we need to vote these clowns out of office and bring back conservative leaders that truly care about this country. Like I said, guys, the choice is yours. The choice is yours. With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning into today's podcast. Remember, you can hear me on Spotify, Google, and Apple. Search on that search bar, Patriot Angle Podcast. Excuse me. I need a water. Search on the search box, Patriot Angle Podcast will pop right up on Google, Apple, or Spotify. Also, if you'd like to follow us on social media, before they literally shadow ban the hell out of us, which they do from time to time, follow me on Facebook, The Patriot Angle Podcast. Also, we are on Instagram, Patriot_Angle_Unfiltered. You can follow all the content on Instagram. We have the reels. We have the live content. We have the postings. Follow us on Instagram, guys. We also have a website for our merchandise, patriotunfiltered.com. Again, guys, patriotunfiltered.com. You want some patriotic merchandise, some conservative merchandise, head over to the website, guys. Until the end of this month, guys, we have free shipping. Free shipping. So just head over there and you can get all those good perks, guys. Also, would like to mention our good friends at Even. What is Even? Well, Even is an app available on the App Store or Google Play. Download Even, EVEN, okay? And it helps people like you, the everyday person or the everyday Joe, okay? You need a little stretch during the pay period. Head over to Even, our good friends of the podcast here, and download the app. And, you know, maybe you need that extra $20 or $50 or whatever it is, okay? And they'll help you out. With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.
Mike Gardner, a host like no other, unscripted, unfiltered, raw. You just heard an episode of the Patriot Angle Podcast, an Anchor platform.